All right. You are tuned into Heart Connections with the Heart Coach, Adelai Brown. We are about to go live and do some heart talk on the air on kinetichifi.com. And you guys can stay tuned in here in the studio. And I am putting together some things because I'm going to get a better camera and all of that so that you can better see me. But in the meantime, guess what? We're going to make this thing work because that doesn't change the content, right? Remember, you can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, the Heart Connections, and you can get there the easy way. Use the bit.ly link, and I will update that. And it is bit.ly/ Heart Connections FB for Facebook and Heart Connections Twitter for Twitter. And I'm working on Instagram. But on Instagram, you can find me at the Heart Connections. We'll get ready to go live. All right, all right. You are tuned into Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, right here on kinetichifi.com. It is time for Heart Talk. Heart Talk is the talk portion of our show. This is the time that we come together and we renew our minds and restore our hearts and our souls. This is the time that I look forward to, I thrive for. This is what I work for. This is what the heart and heart connections is really all about, this growing time for us. This segment is brought to you by Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. You can pre-order your copy of Help at theheartconnections.com. I also want to encourage you to check me out live on YouTube. And I know that I have a little discrepancy with YouTube pages. So look me up at The Heart Connections, or this is a quicker link, the bit.ly link, bit.ly /Heart Connections, bit.ly /Heart Connections. I know I'm giving you guys a lot of links. I'm working on my website. That'll be up soon. And once I get that up, we'll have all of these things in one place. But I'd love for you guys to subscribe to the YouTube page. You'll be able to go back and listen to Heart Talk later on in the day. So you can check it out on the YouTube page. And let me know if you have any trouble finding it. Just let me know. All right, let's get into our Heart Talk segment. We're talking about transition today. Just want to take some time to just send out love and our love and respect out to everyone that's grieving. LJ lost her father last night, with Moments with LJ. So I just ask that you all keep her in your prayers. Also, my friend Samantha, her friend passed away, and she is they're having the funeral. They're getting ready right now, so we're praying for them and everyone else that's grieving. I know I don't want to forget anyone, but just know that if you're going through right now, we're praying for you. And on this hump day, on this Wednesday, as we talk about praying for those who have lost loved ones, wanted to talk a little bit about transition. Transition is defined as the process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another. The process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another. Transition, the process by which a person permanently adopts, oh, never mind, that's something else. A passage in a piece of writing that smoothly connects two topics or sections to each other. A transition. I want you to think about that in your life right now. Have you experienced, or are you experiencing, a process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another. Synonyms for transition are change, passage, move, transformation, conversion, metamorphosis, alteration, changeover, shift, segue, switch, jump, progression, transition. I want to talk about that. I think that today, being a Wednesday, is the opportune time to talk about transition because that's where we are in the week. I want to encourage you. I feel like I know I've been in a transition in my life, and I've been noticing constant transitions that have been taking place over time. And one of the things that I'm coming to realize is that transition, metamorphosis, transformation, these things are inevitable. The thing about it is, what is going to be your attitude and your stance? How are you going to respond to change and transition that's going to take place in your life? Think about the seasons. The seasons are going to change whether you like it or not. Even if you're in a spring season like we are here in Charleston, South Carolina, where spring feels like winter still. Well, maybe not today. We'll be checking out the weather at 11. But even though it may still be chilly, we know that it's spring. We know because that's this time of year and that's the season, that's the cycle that we're in. And as I celebrate Mr. Scott, Mr. Luther Scott, if I'm not mistaken, I I I want to LJ's dad. I think about the fact that one of the most inevitable thing we're going to go through in life is death. But prior to getting there, there's always going to be a transition after a transition after a transition until we get to the ultimate transition where we go back to where we're supposed to be. And, as far as going to heaven, for those of us who believe in Christ, and I believe in my beliefs, is what I believe. And I feel like too many of us are resisting the transition. Too many of us are in a space where we're not embracing these changes and shifts, the passages from one condition or part to another. We're hindering the flow. It's like we have a blockage. And that is one of the reasons why I take being a heart coach so seriously. That's one of the reasons why I come here every day to connect with you guys and to share what's on my heart, what God is stirring in me, because we have to go through these transitions, even if these transitions embody and accompany, involve death. Think about the seasons in life when we go from spring to summer and you watch things bud and bloom and they get to summer and they become ripe and they're so pretty, and then you get to spring and they start kind of going limp or whatever, and then you get to winter and things die or they look like they die. The leaves fall off the trees, the flowers aren't budding, and things of that nature. But what's really happening is there's a lot going on, but it's going on under the surface. I want you to think about transition in your life, the process or a period that you may be going through. You're changing from one state or to another. Maybe you were married and now you're divorced. Maybe you were a child and now you're going into adulthood. Maybe you're in maybe like in LJ's case, your father has transitioned. That's a transition of being in life without a parent. Wherever you are right now, I just want you to consider your attitude towards it. I want you to consider your perspective towards transition. We're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about how we view transition in our lives. We're going to be talking about some of the hindrances to transitions in our lives. Like I talked about the blockages that we can experience. What I found in my life and in those that I encounter, those that I coach, just things that I read about, what I realize is a lot of times we're resisting transition because we want things to be the way they are, or we want things to be the way we want them to be. We want them to stay the way they are, or we want them to, or we just, if they change, we want them to change the way we want them to change. We want things to happen the way we want it to happen, because in our limited perspectives, we tend to think we know what's right. We tend to think we know what needs to happen. But God knows. Because I can say it like this. We think about transition. If I was in control of the seasons, we probably would have like that summer fall season year round. I love that time of year. I love the time between like the end of April, early May, what we're going into. And then I also love that end of summer going into the fall, like football, beginning of football season. Oh my gosh, I just love that time of year. And I would just stay there forever. That's why certain people live in certain places of the world, so that the weather can be a certain way most of the times. They can kind of control the climate per se. But that's not real life. It really isn't. The truth of the matter is, regardless of what the climate may be, it's going to be a summer, winter, it's going to be a fall and a spring, until we come to the end of our days, until this earth as we know it is no more. So, what I want to encourage you with today as we talk about transition, I want you to think about your life. I want you to think about how you feel about transition. I want you to think about some of the shifts that are taking place in your life. Are you embracing them? Are you dreading them? Are you begrudgingly moving forward because you just don't want to go through this, or you just don't want to see this? Or are you excited about what's to happen? You might be experiencing some hard times right now, but you know in your heart, something great is on the horizon. I had a memory pop up from last year on my social media. And we're going to talk about that because I feel like that deals with deals with transition. And it says the question is, are you more loyal to who you were than to who you are becoming? Think about that. We're talking about transition now. Are you more loyal to who you were than to who you are becoming? Are you more loyal to your past than your present and your future? Are you more loyal to the things that have hurt you than to the things that could heal and help restore you? We're talking about transition, and we're loving on our friends and family members. And some of us are experiencing death in all different types of ways. Old mindsets and thought processes are dying. There are negative ways of being, negative habits and things of that nature dying. And they're transitioning out. And as much as we invite these new things, we have to be realistic and acknowledge the fact that they're not always easy to deal with. They're not always easy to accept, but it's definitely what we need for this time. We're talking transition, guys, on this wonderful, wonderful, wonder working wisdom Wednesday. It's hump day. Ha! We're having us a good time. And I am enjoying you. I thank you guys for being here. This has been Heart Talk with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, right here on kinetichi-fi.com. This segment has been brought to you by my new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. You can pre-order your copy of Help at theheartconnections.com. Theheartconnections.com. We're going to get into, I'm dedicating this to LJ and to Sam and to Ramsey and to Mr. Scott and to all of us who have lost a loved one, who may be experiencing some tough times. When I hear a song like this, it just kind of sums up what it's all for, why we go through the transitions, why these things are working out the way they are. I love you guys. We'll be back with more. Make sure you stay tuned. We're coming back with the weather at 11 and a whole lot more. This is Heart Connections, kinetichi-fi.com. All right, all right. We'll be back with some more Heart Talk live right here on KineticHiFi.com and the Heart Connections with your heart coach. Make sure to comment and leave any comments or questions and subscribe to the page.